So these are guys that are not probably going in the top 5 to 10 picks at either position, but these are guys that can be amazing foundational pieces that are going to help you build out a very strong team. Both of these guys are on offenses that I like quite a bit, and for different reasons. First one is going to be Chase Brown, who after week 9, once he got into the swing of things, had 730 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns, 38 receptions for 300 yards and another 2 touchdowns. Even more importantly, he increased his yards per rush from 4.3 to 4.8 those last 8 games. This is a guy that if you extrapolate it out over an entire season, can get you over 2,100 yards between rushing and receiving, almost 70 receptions, and over 11 touchdowns. Chase Brown is a winner.
Why don't I tell you about a couple of guys that you can build out your fantasy dynasty roster with that you don't have to spend an arm and a leg on getting. That's what we do here. I'm going to bring you the information that you need to win your dynasty leagues. First guy I'm going to tell you about, he's going to go a little bit higher than the second guy I'm telling you about. First guy, near and dear to my heart, Mr. Rome Odunze. Let me tell you what this guy did as a rookie with his sensational rookie quarterback. He had 101 targets for 734 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a 13.6 yards per catch average. If you don't think that increases in a Ben Johnson offense, then guess what? You're just missing the Chicago train, and you're going to be stuck at the station until the next line comes around. I'm sorry. You got to go out and get yourself some Rome Odunze. Keenan Allen is going to leave behind 121 targets, another 700 and some odd yards, and another 7 touchdowns. If you think that production doesn't get spread around between DJ Moore and Rome Odunze, then you're kidding yourself. Rome Odunze already has amazing chemistry with his fellow rookie quarterback, now sophomores, and bringing Olamide Zaccheaus into the fold doesn't really change anything. Rome Odunze is a clear-cut wide receiver, too, that's going to be used to stretch the field and catch a lot of balls over the middle, a lot of contested catches. And as we saw last year, Caleb Williams had a penchant for throwing his fellow rookie wide receiver balls in the red zone. Look for Rome Odunze to pop off and definitely stash in your dynasty rosters.
Second one is a guy that people love to hate, but I look at him and he's got all the intangibles, 6'4", built like a receiver, really good guy in the end zone, and that is Courtland Sutton, who will have a second year with his new quarterback, Bo Nix. Again, if you look at his last half of the season, 52 receptions, 700 yards, 6 touchdowns, taking that over a season, he's going to have over 100 receptions, over 1,300 yards, and about 10 touchdowns, which if you're getting him in the 3rd or 4th round, that's a steal. So those are 2 foundational pieces I like.
Second guy I want to talk about, all of a sudden finds himself in the mix for wide receiver 1 conversation. Because of the turmoil in San Francisco, Debo gone. Brandon Ayuk, guess what? Year 2 of also wanting to leave town. Where there's smoke, there's fire. You have a guy last year in Ayuk that, he requested a trade, wanted out of town, held out, got paid, got injured, can't do shit, right? This year, he's looking to get out of town again, and how much more is the San Fran organization going to put up with? I don't think much more. What does that do? That brings Ricky Pearsall in the wide receiver 1 contention. Here's a guy that they drafted to be their wide receiver 3 to operate in a Cooper Kupp-like role. Very similar stature to Cooper Kupp. Guy can fly. Aside from that chest contusion secondary to a gunshot wound to the chest that kept him out for 3/4 of the season, Pearsall would have been a force to be reckoned with in his rookie campaign. However, he did not return until the latter half of the season. In the last 2 weeks, he had 8 and 10 receptions, respectively, about 200 yards and 2 touchdowns, forming an awesome bomb with Brock Purdy. Everybody else wants out of town because of the Brock Purdy payday. I think he assumes the wide receiver 1 role with Brock Purdy. You have to assume CMC is going to be himself. That's going to leave a lot of field open and a lot of reception opportunities for Mr. Ricky Pearsall. Go out and get him in your mid-rounds and be happy when he pays off towards the end of the year.